Well, I've always wondered though this about you know, I've heard this before, and as much as I love The Rock, Dwayne Johnson,
Capella.
I know,
this boy warming up. He warming up.
I've heard The Rock say before, in the 2000s, he considered going over to the UFC and wanting to fight. I've heard Kurt Angle say, "Oh man, I would have loved to go in the octagon." He had several serious conversations with Dana White about it. Do you think Kurt Angle would have done very well in the UFC or Bellator?
It's a different animal, man. It's a different game.
But you're talking about you just said an Olympic wrestler can beat a 10th degree black belt, right?
Well, yeah. Some can't. It's according to
Kurt won gold.
Are you talking about Kurt Angle when he first
99? Kurt Angle, 1999.
Yeah, when he first came out, before he came to WWE.
Right when he got to WWE.
Yeah, of course. I think if he would have did it then, it would have been conducive for him. It would have been great for him to actually go out there and do it. But he was still coming off of a broken neck. You know what I mean?
In the Olympics.
Yeah, and to go into that sport after having a broken neck, I don't see Kurt Angle's career lasting longer than 3 years. So it would have been really, really bad for him to go over there. Even if he did well, it wouldn't have lasted no more than 3-4 years at the most. You know what I mean? And his career would have been over. So I think he made the right choice. Would he have done well? Perhaps. Would it have lasted longer than his career in WWE and TNA? Now back in WWE? Of course not.
And what about The Rock? Would you have seen because Rock said he would have liked to go in the UFC. I personally don't see The Rock. He doesn't come. Only professional sport that he played prior to pro wrestling was he played in the CFL. He has an athletic background in football, but that doesn't translate at all to the octagon. Do you think The Rock would have done? How do you think he would have done in the UFC? Just hypothetically.
I would have loved to have seen it.
And now, here's the thing, though. You want to talk about the biggest buy rate in UFC history? If The Rock went over there when he was like, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, even right now, it would be a hell of a draw.
Hey, put him in there with, Anderson Silva. I don't care. I'm serious, man.
It would be a spectacle. I don't think it would work out for The Rock just because of you only did entertainment, pro wrestling, a little bit of football, but I would love to see it.
Hey, man. Give him a shot.
Dana.
Sign him up.
Why not?
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Hey,
he'd be entertaining.
My thing is this, man. Like I said, you don't go try to take meat off somebody's plate that's been working in that game for many, many years. Those guys, they work hard, man.
But I want to say this about most professional wrestlers is, at least in my experience being around guys like you, guys like Kurt in the business, y'all are all legitimately tough guys. The guys who make it to the top in wrestling, Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, those guys, y'all are all legitimately.
Even you know what? Even Chris Jericho.
Chris is a little crazy too, which actually might err in his favor in the octagon.
He'll fight.
I think, though, that guys like y'all, had y'all not gone to professional wrestling, and all you have that entertainment quality, had y'all all said, you know what, I'm going to give everything I got 110% to this MMA game, I think a lot more pro wrestlers would have fared pretty decently in UFC had that been your main focus.
I could fight. I love fighting. But MMA wouldn't have been a sport that I would have chose first. I've always been pretty wise as far as thinking about my future. If I was going to fight, it would have been boxing. I know boxers make a lot of money. They don't have a pension, plan or anything like that, but they do make a whole lot of money if they make it to the elite level. I mean, a Olympic boxer that wins a gold medal, he's automatically got $1 million in his bank account, because of somebody's going to want to sign him here, somebody's going to want to, golden boy, somebody's going to want to put him on, and then if he go and do well and become champion, the money's only going to go up from there. Boxers make great livings.